Hello, live from Saco, Maine. It's your weekly family newsletter.
Hello.
I'm your host, Nerdy Nate, and this is my lovely wife,
Mrs. Milkins. Mrs. Nerdy.
Mrs. Nerdy. Hello, all. We're doing our live video and newsletter for this week, and it's been an interesting week. Very much so interesting. It started out, I had a doctor's appointment on Monday, and it was just really like follow-up for blood work, but we're always checking my cholesterol and my triglycerides and my fasting blood sugar and A1C. And so this doctor's appointment found out that even after doubling the medication for my triglycerides, they've gone up to 987. The normal level, mind you, is not supposed to exceed 200 milligrams per something. I can't remember what the...
So it's for you. It's genetics.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily an awful diet, but there's going to be some changes that have to be made.
Combine that with family of diabetics, and I am now officially diabetic. My A1C is 6.4, so it's right where it needs to not be. But
What's the plan?
the plan is we're going to be dieting. I'm going to be visiting we're both going to be visiting
I'll go with you, yeah.
a diabetes diet educator person, and that'll be fun too.
It'll be really helpful because otherwise you're just kind of picking from all the diets out there, and we have a feeling it's probably going to be keto or close to
keto. Yeah.
So we've kind of already started looking and getting some resources and getting some things in the house and using up, because I hate wasting food. I don't want to go in my cupboard and throw out a bunch of good stuff. That's, so we're trying to use up bread that we have frozen and just different things like that. So
Wasn't the best of news, but it was good to get it and catch it. Well, we've caught it, because we've been watching my triglycerides for about 10 years now, watching them stay up, basically. So then Friday we went to a party. Actually, Friday, before you even... Oh, yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about that. You had a doctor's appointment, too.
I had to go back to my asthma specialist because things just did not get any better as the week progressed. I got off my prednisone and just coughing nonstop. I just was so exhausted. My body was so tired. And I communicated with my specialist through email. They're really awesome that way. And basically he's like, yeah, I want you to come in. There's a nurse practitioner. He wasn't available, but nurse practitioner that he works with. And she was really sweet and gave me another round of prednisone and a cough suppressant, which has been the best help ever. I still have a little tightness in my chest. But she basically was like, you need to rest. So no working out. I have to let my airways recover because they're really, really irritated. So, but my lungs are clear, so no pneumonia, which is always dangerous. So it's a little discouraging, but I guess I just have to give myself a little grace and just try to get through the winter.
Absolutely.
But we were very grateful for the meds because as soon as I took that cough suppressant, it just changed my life. So.
It makes her a little silly, too.
It does. I'm a little stoned. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little over-medicated at the moment.
I like turkey dinners.
A little shaky.
But then Friday we had an interesting day because you had work, and then we had a party to go to that night. But in between, I wanted you to test drive a car that I had just found that So we had decided to get rid of my Nissan and trade it in because it's not really good in the winter up here. And we really don't need a small car for me to commute around in anymore.
Because you don't go anywhere.
Because I don't go anywhere. So we were going to keep Angela's old Equinox, and we were going to buy another Equinox. And I finally found one that I thought was going to work. And it was great. It was a great car. There was nothing wrong with it. The problem was it was too old to get any kind of like traditional financing.
Yeah.
For it was all going to be crazy. It was going to be like crazy rates and stuff like that. So
we were just looking to have the same kind of car payment that we already had going on.
Yeah, basically is what we were looking for. So, the dealer it was a funny story because I went to a different dealership than I thought I was going to go to, and then the guy that I had dealt with before at another dealership was working there. So it was a sales guy I knew. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. Name is Bob. He just was like, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we'll make the deal happen, and was super straightforward. But he calls me and says, we can't get financing to work on this Equinox, how about you come down and take a look at this Ford Escape, 2013 newer Ford Escape. And I have been looking at them. They're very comparable to the Equinox as far as like features and actually it's got a better rating than the Equinox right now. That year does at least. And so we decided to go down and test drive it, and both really
it's really nice.
And it's maxed out for features. I mean,
like
it's got
leather
everything.
interior. I've never had a car with leather interior. I've never had a car this young.
Yeah.
Every other car that we've had has been old because that's what we can afford. Low mileage, which is really awesome because we know it will last a long time where we're living now because we just don't rack up the miles like we did when we were in Waterboro. So. So all that to say, we were able to get the financing where we needed to. So yesterday we signed off on the car. Yeah.
Closed it in less than 45 minutes.
So it helped that we had closed out all sorts of credit cards, and we had done a huge debt consolidation just a couple of years ago. So we were in a better financial position to do that. So.
Yeah. So well, I'm sure we'll put pictures up. I don't know. Have you put any pictures up online?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's black. It's pretty.
It's a car, whatever.
But it's so funny because we were yesterday. I'll this one story, and then we'll move on. I was just reading through stuff because it only came with one key, so we've got to get another key done. And of course, with a car like this, they're the remote ID ones and stuff like that. So I was looking around, and I happened to notice that when I was reading one of the descriptions of the key, that there was this one button I didn't know what it did, and it turns out it's a remote starter. We didn't even know.
Bonus
feature.
Really nice.
Yeah, that was nice. So.
Back to Friday. We went to a party that was supposed to happen on New Year's Eve, but was canceled because everybody that was invited had some sort of illness in their family, including me. And so they rescheduled it for Friday night. And it was packed. It was from new friends of ours from church, Amanda and Andrew and their family, and they, you brought appetizers, but their big thing that they like to do is a penny auction. And basically, if you had any Christmas gifts that you got that you won't use, or anything that you've been trying to get rid of at a yard sale.
Just so you know, we didn't bring any.
We didn't participate. But basically, they had an auction for pennies, and the money that they collected at the end, they choose a charity or nonprofit to donate it to. And so, all people's kids were there. And so it was very family friendly, all sorts of different weird things, anything from clothing to Christmas lights to grill tools to, all sorts of stuff. And so they did that. We didn't stay very long because it was really hot in that house. There was a lot of people, and as I stated before, I was a little bit stoned. I was a little over-medicated, and the people were it was too much for me. We stayed an hour and a half or so.
You got to be careful with telling people you're stoned. We are in Maine now, and pot's legal.
But it was not pot. It's all just asthma medication, I promise. So we didn't stay very long, so hopefully they don't think that we're too rude, but we scooted out with even saying goodbye because there were so many people.
I collectively said goodbye to everybody and then scooted out.
So then we came home and crashed. And then Saturday morning we did the car thing. And then last night we had company. Nathan made a turkey dinner, which was awesome. And our friends Matt and Liz, who we do youth ministry with, came over with their 2 little boys. And we just hung out, ate food.
They're super little.
Yeah, 2 boys under the age of 2. But we had fun. Their son Jameson just loved Rory, played with Rory for hours, just walked around with her, talking to her, and she was in heaven. So it was nothing very exciting, but it was just fun to kind of connect.
Oh, yeah, to be able to have conversations with new. I mean, we're still relatively new to each other. We've only known each other for several months now, and we've already started doing ministry together. So it's
we need to to be able to be a good team, you kind of have to know stuff and triggers and things like that. So getting to know people is really essential. So we had a really good time. Hopefully, I think that'll be a good connection. I told Nate, I said, I think we found our people. So it's kind of nice to find a niche.
Yeah, find friends.
That's good.
And so today we went to church. We brought your mother. Today was Commitment Sunday at church. We're getting ready to buy the building that we've been talking about a little bit. And then today
we're going to try
again
to go to the movies, because in case you missed my live video from last weekend, we went to the movies only to be about 30 minutes in, and the fire alarm went off, and everybody in the entire building, all the theaters, had to evacuate. And when we went around the front of the building, there was water pouring down in the entryway, coming out from underneath the doors, onto the
Spraying
sidewalk.
onto the doors.
It was a hot mess, except it wasn't hot. It was very cold.
Yeah, it was.
So it ended up being a burst pipe.
Yeah,
And
burst
it wasn't,
sprinkler pipe of all things.
and it wasn't their first time that had happened recently. Like, it's happened twice. So we're a little leery because it's cold again today. But we've got to go and get vouchers because they said that they would let us go back and see the movie at no charge.
It's 21 degrees. Last time we went, it was -2.
Okay, so maybe it's a
So-
little bit better. So we're going to try. We probably won't buy snacks at risk of maybe losing them in the because I left the popcorn in last week. If we do, it'll be small things. But yeah, so we're going to try again, and then we're going to crash out and get ready for the work week.
All right.
But hope everyone's having a good weekend. And for all you Pats fans, you must have been excited about the game last night.
35-14.
We watched a little bit with our company, but we didn't stay up. We're not hardcore like y'all are. So anyways,
All right.
have a good day.
Have a good day. We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.